Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so very much. Now we will have the clerk call the roll, please.
Councilmember Archibald?
Here.
Councilmember Huron? Councilmember Lamb?
Here.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Here.
Councilmember Payton?
Here.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Here.
Mayor Ashford?
Present. Council members, you have before you the regular city council meeting of May the 26th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Lamb and second
Support.
by Councilmember Pemberton. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Item D.
To hear comments on the substantial amendment to the 2021 Annual Action Plan and Home ARP Allocation Plan to reallocate funds to tenant-based rental assistance. Following the hearing, council will consider a resolution to adopt the amendment.
Public hearing number 1 is open. If there's anyone in the audience wishing to address this item, would you please come forward? Again, this is public hearing number 1. Going once, going twice. You're free to close. Item E.
We actually have a resolution to consider now.
Oh, that is right, I forgot. And after this, let me explain what we just did. When we take this public hearing, some of them call for action afterwards, and this is one of them. Usually, we just read it, public hearing, and we just get your feedback, but this one has an action item. Since it is an amendment to what we have already passed, and Jasmine, I wonder if you just get up and just run that through it, make it a little bit plainer. She's the SME, subject matter expert. And is she ever an expert?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you is an amendment to our 2021 action plan to move the total will be $798,000 for tenant-based rental assistance. It will be given to Blue Water Community Action if you approve the amendment to their agreement later in tonight's agenda. They currently have a wait list for their tenant-based rental assistance. We're funding 1 year of rental assistance for homeless persons and those at risk of homelessness. And right now they just have a really great demand for the program, and we've tried to meet with nonprofits and give this money out in different capacities. And because of the HUD regulations, the money is not easy for new subrecipients. Blue Water Community Action knows what they're doing. They've been doing rental assistance for a very long time, and so it's a really good fit for them. So that's why we're moving the funding. So we have until 2030 to spend it.
Oh, okay, so this is just like a help aid in that area. And what possessed you to put it in this area?
Their wait list, they came to me and said we could use more. The need is just great right now for rental assistance. The COVID dollars that have been out for years have dried up, and we're back to our pre-COVID rental amounts, and they're just tens of thousands of dollars in the community. So funding this will give them years worth of rental assistance to serve the citizens.
Okay, and then I noticed we have taken it out of 2 areas in order to make that. So
Yes.
how would those be? They just
We will not
at the
be
moment,
funding those areas.
We will not be funding them at all?
No.
Okay.
We explored for 2 years through the coordinating services body. We had an ad hoc subcommittee for homeless shelter, and we explored finding a location for a homeless shelter for those 2 years. And the HUD funds call for a non-congregate shelter, meaning that every household that is assisted not only has their own room, but their own bathroom. So if you're a shelter of, say, 30 rooms, you have to have 30 bathrooms, and the cost was just, it was cost prohibitive, so we couldn't find a good location. And then supportive services, we met with probably half a dozen nonprofits. I presented at the coordinating services body about the funding, and we got one proposal, and then that nonprofit pulled out probably about a month ago because they had staff changes and didn't have the capacity to administer the funds.
Oh, okay. And I also read where you had, this is just public hearing, if anybody else has any questions, you may weigh in, but also this will kind of like enhance our efforts towards the affordable housing aspect.
Yes. Like I said, people will get 1 year of rental assistance, and they also have case managers there that can help people with wraparound services. You know, sometimes that can be employment. They'll make referrals to Michigan Works, things like that. So it's not just rental assistance, but our community action helps people in multiple capacities. So.
Okay. And the last one for me, Jasmine, is that I know you have down here, you had called for the public, how you reached out to the public. Okay. Did that go, did we have any input?
No, there was no input on this specifically. When I went to the coordinating services body, because those are most of the social service nonprofits
The representation of that.
Yes, there was interest, but like I said, I think it's just the compliance end of it. It's hard when you're a nonprofit that doesn't have experience working with large sums of federal dollars and all the hurdles you have to jump through.
Right, yeah, I can imagine. Well, it seemed like you dotted all the i's and crossed all the t's, so.
I think so.
So it's a good job. Anybody else have any inquiries or anything? Okay, well, thank you so very much. So now we will hear a motion on that amendment.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Mosrak.
Support.
Supported by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Item E. Public comment.
Did you want to
I can
read?
just take it, I can take it from here. Now is the time that we will hear from our residents or city businesses owners who have signed up by calling, the clerk will call your name. And just remember, speakers, you may address the city council on any agenda item or any matter under the city's jurisdiction. And speakers are allotted 1 4-minute opportunity to make their comments. So if you would call your first one.
So we have 6 city residents today. Our first one is going to be Breezy Wallace.
Hello, everybody. This is my first time ever speaking in front of any kind of council, so I will do my best. My name is Breezy. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me here and letting me speak. I came here today to share my concerns, thoughts, and ideas to the traffic issues that we have in the Lightship neighborhood. The Lightship neighborhood is the neighborhood around Pine Grove Park, right next to the Lightship. Fun thing about the Lightship neighborhood, because I like my history, it actually used to be a dead-end street until the Edison Parkway was connected to it. I think when the Edison housing development went in there. So that dead-end street actually became what I've been calling a strode, because it's not really a destination, how most streets, like if you go to someone's house, that's a destination. A strode, a road, is something that you drive through to get somewhere else. So our neighborhood is no longer a street because people do not, some people will drive there, but a lot of people will drive through our neighborhood to get to the water or the park. The only thing with that, we love our park. We love having the water right there. That's one of the reasons me and my husband both moved there. However, a lot of people who are going down to the water go really fast. And not only do they go really fast, they don't really pay attention to what's around them. There has been some work to try to fix that. We have a crosswalk now where I think it's Pleasant Place, the road that comes into Prospect, which is the road in question. However, it has not working as well as we would hope. We have people running into the yellow things that stick up to say, hey, there's pedestrians crossing here. They've been hit multiple times. I walk to work. I like to walk down to the water, so I try to use that crosswalk a lot. However, I have to be careful about even walking across the crosswalk because a lot of people will not yield to me when I'm trying to cross across that crosswalk. I remember, it's been a while, but back when there was a speed to show how fast cars were going down Edison Parkway, I remember walking and seeing people, they didn't go 25 miles per hour. Most people, when I saw them hit that speedometer, they were going 30 to 40 to 50 miles per hour. And they are continuing that speed as they go around that corner where they can't see, right where the light chip is, and then come down our road. And then when they usually peel off onto Pine Grove as well. So I live on the corner of Pine Grove and Prospect, and I see a lot of people turning in without looking. I have to be very careful crossing where Pine Grove meets Prospect because they will turn with not even looking who's walking across the crosswalk. And we have a lot of people crossing that area because we have a couple bus stops and a lot of people going down with bicycles and such. Like I would say when I'm out doing gardening, well, maybe 50 people a day walk that street. I see it all the time. So I know there's a lot of people here that are all concerned about the same thing. My main thing is the fact that it's a Strode, no longer a street. I would like to see some kind of action to do some traffic calming in our neighborhood more than there already is. My personal hope, and there's a lot of good ideas from my other neighbors that are here, my personal hope is actually to get parking on one side of that street. Because parking will give you a barrier where people see something.
Ms. Wallace, your time is up.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I did a little pause in there because it wasn't almost on the zero, so you got your time in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bruce Morrison?
I'm Bruce Morris, and I live at 807 Prospect Place, which is the house on the corner right by the light ship, the opposite corner from Breezy. First, I'd like to thank all of you for being public servants, and also the police department for the city, because when they are in the neighborhood, I wouldn't be up here standing addressing you. I am an avid cyclist. I ride about 4,000 miles a year. I am not the guy downtown on your sidewalks terrorizing people. I'm probably considered a roadie. I'm the guy with lights on the front and back of my bike and wear a helmet. I'm also willing to admit that probably 50 years ago, different city, different state, I had a nice convertible with a big V8 engine, so I understand what some of the traffic issues are. And I guess in total honesty, that's not 50 years ago, it's 60 as I think about it. All of you, I believe, have knowledge previously of the specs for not only the streets that we're speaking about, Prospect Place and Edison Shore, but also the width that's necessary for a bike lane, whether it's adjacent to a curb or not. I think all of that has been covered previously in meetings past. But I'd like to mention that all have heard the phrase, perception is reality. And I can tell you that both these roads have the similarities of an interstate. Wide, flat. The corners are perceived as being an on-ramp and gives everybody an opportunity to use it like an on-ramp and accelerate. I would like to suggest that we tighten that up a little bit. There's been suggestions over the years, I think, about planters and bollards and all that. I'd like to suggest a much simpler and less expensive project using what we already have available and really just remove and replace some paint. My thought is what I think the Department of Transportation would call a road diet. First, I think we should I'd like you to think about eliminating that 12.5-foot turn lane. It is seldom used as a turn lane. My observation is used mostly for a passing lane. skateboard lane, moto scooter lane, and oftentimes it's just a place to stop and take pictures of our beautiful river. If we eliminate the 12.5-foot turn lane and put car traffic in the center of the road on either side of a double yellow line, there would be enough room left over to place bike lanes adjacent to the curb, both directions. And again, I'm not an engineer, but I can tell you that my expectation is, from the research I've done, the center turn lane is over 12 feet wide. A bike lane adjacent to a curb has to be 5 feet wide, so there's plenty of room to do that. I know that none of you, I would expect that none of you were involved in the original design of these two roads, so I'm not blaming anybody for what we have today, but I am asking you to give some serious thought about changing a traffic pattern that is no longer appropriate. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, sir.
B. Williams?
Hello. Hello, Honorable Madam Mayor Ashford. Hello, Council. Hello, City Clerk. I remembered you this time. Hello. Hello, Deputy City Manager. Hope everybody's doing well. So I want to have a conversation. It might be a little uncomfortable for some people, and I apologize if it offends anyone. But I want to talk about what I feel like the only three protected parties down here inside of this city is, and why can't nobody else get the same protections that everybody else is getting. It's only three protected parties. Again, if this offends anyone, I apologize. This is my experience. Only three people that are protected are white women, the police, and James Freed inside of this city. Those are the only three people that are guaranteed protection. Like, I can give you an example. We got a picture, I'm not gonna say anybody's name because I respect people and their families, but we got a picture of a gentleman downstairs in the Port Huron Police Department up on the wall as if he ran into a building and saved 5 children inside of the city of Port Huron from a burning house fire. That's not what happened, but we got this picture officered up because we protect these officers and their images and stuff like that. The only time these parties are not protected is when they offend the wrong person, like the officer that got caught drinking on the job or that was drinking at the job. What happened is somebody got in power and he offended the wrong person. So his protection was no longer there. That's what happened. Another person that's protected, white women. Like the young lady that came in here a few weeks ago and said that she was falsely arrested, she was pursuing charges. What happens is she offended the wrong person and now she's facing charges. I was just recently falsely arrested by Brian Daly. I had a white woman, or if I'm saying white, if that's offending anybody, I apologize, but I had a Caucasian woman or your woman of European descent stealing from committing larceny from my neighbor's home. 4 or 5 times. My neighbor had conversations with me about this person committing the larcenies. The police ended up pulling up. She called the police and said that I hit her with the vehicle. I produced surveillance video to this police department showing that it never happened. Would you believe me if I said 6 months later, 4 months later, I got a piece of paper in the mail telling you've been arraigned for reckless driving? But this officer forwarded it as aggravated assault, felony aggravated assault, even though this woman admitted to him that she has committed this larceny 4 or 5 times from my residence, even though my neighbor has confirmed that he came to me and told me that somebody was committing a larceny, even though I produced this surveillance footage showing that this never happened and that this woman and her partner was lying. And let me tell you how crazy it gets. By the time it gets to the lawyer, by the time it gets to the prosecutor, because they never pick up an aggravated assault charge with a deadly weapon, they drop it down to reckless. Come to find out that this police department has not even turned in the video. They are withholding evidence. Again, another sign of retaliation. So when the prosecutor do get the video, what happens? The charge is completely dismissed, right? So justice around here is having a $4,000 or $5,000 lawyer and being able to beat the case that you were supposed to never been fighting in the first place. Councilmember Pemberton, I haven't been here a lot, but I've been keeping up. I seen you said that this, I'm not gonna quote you because I can't quote you, I can't say what you said word for word, but you said something along the lines of, it doesn't matter, this is my last year or I'm this voting year or whatever anyway.
So just speak to the whole entire council.
Okay, the whole board. I apologize. You said we voted for y'all to vote for us. We did vote for you to vote for us, but we did not vote for you to vote for your comrade or whatever you feel like is your friend or your partner in crime or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if James Free said, I want to make tomorrow opposite day, you're going to second it or you're going to first it. You know what I'm saying? We cannot win inside of this city when we have nobody to talk to. How about this? How about we vote to not let James Free come up here and discredit everything that somebody has to say over and over for 10 minutes when we only get 4 minutes to talk?
Your time is up. Thank you so much for
Thank
bringing.
Luke Wallace?
Hello, I'm Luke Wallace. It's also my first time standing up here at the city council, I believe, maybe, probably. I'm also here to speak about the traffic at Lightship neighborhood and the issues pertaining to street safety. I live on the corner of Pine Grove and Prospect Place, and it is evident we should have prepared this better. It's easy to tell from inside our house on the corner that traffic issues are not just intermittent. We are on the corner, we are at the stop sign, and we can hear the vehicles coming and going, and the acceleration with which they go, both onto Pine Grove, racing to one light or the other, or racing down Prospect Place. And I don't mean that in like a woe is me, I have to listen to this kind of way. It's more that it's apparent, and you don't have to be out there looking at and watching the way signs get knocked down to tell that we have a problem. This street, Prospect Place, and the Edison Parkway, as others have described, are built extra wide with with the turn lane, and that gives people room to feel comfortable going at speed. And you're not going to stop that with a sign on the side of the road that says, don't go so fast. The only way we can really change people's minds is to make them actually feel less comfortable taking those risks of being dangerous drivers. Whether that's eliminating the turn lane, putting parking on one side of the street, or putting a bike lane on the other, or on both sides in the Edison Parkway, as my neighbor was offering. I don't know the true answer of what's going to be done. I'm not a civil engineer, but I know that there is an issue, and there are ways to do it with just some stripes of paint in places that don't require major changes to our physical infrastructure. And yeah, I think I will yield the rest of my time.
Okay, thank you.
Brandon Huntoon?
Brandon Huntoon, 829 Prospect Place. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm here because Pine Grove Park is one of Port Huron's greatest assets. It's a place where families walk, children play, people ride bikes, seniors enjoy the waterfront, and neighbors connect with their community. My own family uses the park regularly, and like many parents, I want my children to be able to enjoy it safely. Over the past year, many residents have become increasingly concerned about conditions along Prospect Place and Thomas Edison Parkway. We've experienced speeding traffic, excessive vehicle noise, heavy traffic volumes in an area that serves as the front door to one of our most important public spaces. I appreciate the efforts that the city has already made, and I know the staff has worked hard to address the concerns. However, many residents do not believe the problem has been adequately addressed. One thing that has become clear through this process is that these concerns are not limited to a handful of neighbors. The Lightship Neighborhood Traffic Safety Action Request has now received more than 260 signatures from residents and supporters asking the city to improve safety, reduce speeding and excessive vehicle noise, and make Pine Grove Park more accessible for everyone. As I've spoken with residents, I hear the same desired themes repeatedly: slower traffic, safer crossings, lower traffic volumes, and streets that reflect the fact that this is a park and a neighborhood environment and not simply a corridor for moving vehicles as quickly as possible. Tonight, we are asking the city to move beyond discussion and take the next step. A conceptual pilot project has already been shared with city leadership, and that would test traffic calming measures along Prospect Place while improving access for pedestrians and cyclists. If the city believes in the goals outlined in the 2026 master plan draft, including complete streets, improved walkability, safer neighborhoods, and better park access, then Prospect Place and Pine Grove Park should be among the first places where those principles are put into practice. We're not asking the city to make a permanent decision tonight, but we are asking the city to test, measure, and evaluate through a low-cost, reversible pilot project and let the data and lived experience of residents guide the future of this corridor. Pine Grove Park deserves streets that are as welcoming as the park itself, and I respectfully ask that you direct staff to work with the community to develop and implement a traffic calming pilot project. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
And then our final speaker is Claire Huntoon.
Hello, Claire Huntoon, 829 Prospect Place. I've come up here before addressing some of the same concerns. We're here as a neighborhood together today just to speak to our lived experience. I love my neighborhood. I love the city of Port Huron. I love raising my family in Pine Grove Park. I remember when we looked at that house, we definitely got some confused looks from our family because they thought that we should all live in a suburban neighborhood. Because I moved there with a 3-month-old and I was pregnant with him. So anyway, all that to say is that we want our kids to have the freedom to move about safely in our neighborhood. They play in the street, they play basketball in the street, they ride their bikes. My oldest has learned to ride a 2-wheel bike. So we're just hoping that the future generation, our kids, will have access to bike infrastructure in the city that is equitable to everybody. We'd like to pilot it in our neighborhood because we're willing and we want to collaborate with the city. And I think that's really my point today, is that we are bringing these ideas because we want to work with the city. We want to have conversations. We want to be a part of the decisions. In the master plan, Complete Streets' #1 thing is collaboration with the public. So that's why we're here. We'd love to meet as a group. We'd love to form a committee to talk about more of these things because Pine Grove Park is really just the start. We'd like to see all of this happen throughout the city. So thank you for your time.
And thank you for coming. That's it? Okay. Thanks, everyone who came forth during that public comment session, and we appreciate it, and we will do our due diligence. We heard you and in the minutes, and we hope we can follow up in such a way that we all can get together. We're all in this together, so. Item, where are we at the consent? Okay. Okay, we are now at the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald and
Support.
Second by Councilmember Lamb. Discussion. I would like item number 4 removed. Is there any more discussion? Okay, hearing and seeing none.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. The remaining items on our consent agenda are as follow. Under resolution, we have 3. Resolution number 5, approving the participation agreement with the Clemens Authority to provide information technology services for the courts and law enforcement management information system, commonly known as Clemens. Resolution number 6, scheduling a public hearing for June the 22nd, 2026 to hear comments from all persons interested in the maintenance costs of the Military Street Streetscape project from the south side of Black River to the north side of Court Street, and approving the various resolutions for the declaration of and preparation of a special assessment role in other matters associated with the Special Assessment District. Resolution number 7, scheduling a public hearing for June 22nd, 2026 to hear comments from all persons interested in the maintenance costs of the Huron Avenue Streetscape project from the north side of Black River to the south side of McMorran Boulevard, and approving the various resolutions for the declaration of and preparation of a special assessment role and other matters associated with the Special Assessment District. That is your consent agenda. Now will we go to item H from the city managers?
Accepting the bid from Union Properties Construction LLC in the amount of $195,841.15, along with a recommended additional 10% construction contingency for renovations to Fire Station 4, located at 3114 24th Street.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Pemberton and supported by Councilmember Moserak. Is there any discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I believe City Manager Freed did provide the council a memo on this from the city manager. Chief Nicholson is also here if there's additional questions.
Chief Nicholson, would you like to have anything to say? I don't want you to come way down here for nothing. Okay.
Mayor and Council, Fire Department seeking authorization to proceed with renovations of Station Number 4. As you know, Station 4 was renovated or constructed in 1985 and has remained largely not renovated with the exception of work done by the firefighters themselves. So we're looking at outside envelope and site improvements to Station 4. This includes some repairs within the apparatus bay and the perimeter of the building, roof replacement, some brick and block work, tuck pointing, bay door sill repairs, and replacement of the front apron. The bid specs and documents were prepared by Anderson, Eckstein, and Westrick over the last 7 months. It is their recommendation to proceed with Union Properties for this project.
Okay. Are there any questions or anything? Okay. So mainly these improvements that you're building on is just maintaining updates?
Correct. There's been a handful of deferred items in the capital improvement budget throughout the last handful of years, and we're going to address those, as well as some longstanding issues that unfortunately we haven't been able to touch due to budgetary constraints.
Okay. And so it is budgeted
Correct.
in there, okay. Okay. Well, thank you so very much. Okay, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Moserak?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolution number 2, from the city manager, number 2.
Receive and file the quarterly financial report for the 9-month period ending March 31st, 2026.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by Councilmember Pemberton. Is there any discussion? City manager, have any extra you want to put behind that?
No extra from me.
Extra for you? Okay.
City Manager or the Finance Director would be happy to answer any additional questions.
Oh, okay. We'll do it. Anybody have any questions or anything? Oh, okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Aye. Resolutions.
Authorizing 13 payments.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by Councilmember Mosrak. Any discussion? I'm glad we're going to pay all our bills. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolution number 2.
Approving the Home ARP Agreement Amendment with Blue Water Community Action for the purpose of providing tenant-based rental assistance.
Is there a motion?
So moved?
Moved by Councilmember Pemberton and supported by, was that Lamb? Lamb. Okay, any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolution number 3.
Approving the City of Port Huron decorative crosswalk art policy.
Is there a motion? Moved by, first of all, is it?
Support.
Okay, moved by Councilman Peyton, supported by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Any discussion on this?
Mayor Ashford?
Yes.
I was one of the people, along with Jody Parman, who was in the audience previously, that was implementing this and asking James to bring forth this policy. I think that this would help as well with the Lightship neighborhood and all the neighborhoods around the area that they were talking about for traffic calming. We want to have students design the crosswalks, and they can even participate in some of the painting aspects of it. And it's been proven in studies that art in crosswalks, and there's definitely a guideline for what type of art can go in the crosswalk and what can't, that we would abide by. But it's been proven that it does slow traffic down, because it's obvious within Port Huron that people don't really pay attention to the crosswalks. They don't stop for pedestrians, they don't slow down, and so it's only a matter of time before we might have some tragedy, and I think this would be a good program to implement.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes.
Thank you, Barb, for mentioning that. I sent you all my policy, or my position statement on this. It was just much later than I anticipated, so you got it like 10 minutes before, or 5, 10 minutes before the meeting started. But just to summarize, I'm all for some traffic calming measures. You know, I think, Barb, I mentioned this to you a little while back. You know, for me, I'm much more about sticking to standard practices of traffic calming measures. My concern in this, I love like the idea of it. My concern is that even with the guidelines, it puts the city council in a position of being the arbiters of what is acceptable art, and what it's by its nature subjective, and it's not the intention of it. It's just the reality of artwork. What one of us sees as artwork, another one might see as offensive artwork, you know, and what one sees as another, or what one sees as political, another one might not see as political speech, and it puts us as the arbiters of what acceptable public art is, and that's the last thing I want to be deciding in a crosswalk. So for that reason, I'll be voting no on this, and again, I go into a little more detail in my more long-winded statement, but just to try to keep it to the point. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Any more? Okay.
Mayor Ashford,
Sure.
I would like to make a comment. Being an artist myself, I love the idea that we would have people participating in painting. Appropriate areas, though, I do find that this could be a little distracting. Maybe that's why it might cause traffic to be calmed down, because they're actually looking at what's there. And so I don't know if I don't think I can support this right now.
Okay. Well, okay, well, it does, I kind of agree with both of you, it is a good idea, but I think when we have these ideas, it's something that at least I actually expect as a person making decisions, I like to have a little bit more in front of me. Supporting that program is not just a program, but what it actually does. I know you said that, but just the pictures of it, and we have seen it before, where they have used arcs when I was on the transit, but they took us to that city, and we saw it instead of the street, they were using their bus stops, and they were identifying that. But I know yours is a different purpose for the traffic calming. And like I said, I agree with it, but I think there's a whole lot of other implications where we need to be a little bit more knowledgeable of the expectations of what we're making that decision on. So, okay, so with that, I'll be voting no too. At this time, I'm not shutting the door, because there could be a case that you can always bring it back.
If I may?
Yes.
Would you like to table it at this point so that we could further discuss this and I could bring forth more information, or we could even take a tour of another city where they actually have painted crosswalks?
Okay, I don't even think you have to table it or nothing. I mean, they can vote that, but you could still just bring it back.
Okay,
I would say,
Okay.
leave yourself some space there,
Sure.
and bring it back in full fashion. Be harder
will.
for us. Okay. So we will take the vote.
Councilmember Mosrak?
No.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
No.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
No.
Mayor Ashford?
No. Resolution 4.
Approving the creation of the South Park Social District for consideration by the Michigan Liquor License Control Commission to be located in Port Huron's south side, generally from the Lincoln Park scenic turnout to south of Bona Vista.
I actually had that removed from the motion.
Yeah.
Oh, a motion. Oh, Lord, I was so pumped up on here. Okay, couldn't get it out. Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, moved by, I'm gonna give it to you, Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, and supported by Councilmember Mosrak. Any discussion? None, okay. I brought that, took that off because I got a lot of call, not a lot, I just got several feedback from people in the south end, particularly in that South Boulevard corridor, there, whatever you want to call it there. And they're saying this is a neighborhood, that you want to put these 3 social districts, drinking around there. And then we had a park, and it was different. They said, well, Mayor Asher, what is so different? It's all, you guys got it downtown, because you got downtown. But this is a neighborhood, and you got churches over there. You got two churches or 3, I don't know, but they just don't feel like it's a safe call to be saying that area should be a social district area.
Madam Mayor,
Yeah.
can I speak to that? One of my hats that I wear is I'm the staff liaison for the Southside Neighborhood Improvement Authority, which was the authority that actually vetted this overall plan and approval. I actually brought this to them almost a year ago with an initial design that extended farther into Lincoln Park, and tabled that, tucked it away for a little while here while we worked through some of those very concerns that were brought forward to us, and that's where we adjusted the boundaries to essentially in the Lincoln Park area, just cap that at the gazebo area, so that those having, little receptions there, weddings, could participate in the social district if they so wish. The downtown social district has been operating since 2021. We've seen it really be a nice boost for downtown, and with the all the improvements that we want to make to the Connor Street corridor, it seemed like a natural fit to be able to incorporate the 3 current licensed establishments, and then once the Walker Holdings LLC property comes online, hopefully incorporate them as well.
Okay. And you said the NIA approved this, or do they speak for the whole, that's not their mission to do this, is it? They're not in charge of of the neighborhoods per se, it's economic development, isn't it?
Correct. So just similar to the DDA that the downtown district flowed, or downtown social district flowed through, so did this flow through the downtown, or South Park, South Side social district, and it's through the NIA down there. And that's really because we do feel that this would bring an economic boost to that corridor, because not only does it help those restaurants by allowing participants to come in and out of their restaurants, you're also able to stroll one block over to our beautiful Lincoln Park and enjoy your district there. One of the charges from the NIA upon approval was that we would reach out with a letter to the nearby residents informing them of the social district.
So they did inform the residents?
That is one of the charges, yes.
Oh, what?
So-
Well, this is
so-
partly for the horse. You mean they're gonna do this, or they already done it?
The NIA did approve this, yes.
No, the residents. I mean, did they have any communication with the residents in that neighborhood?
I believe some of the neighborhood improvement board members did speak to area neighbors, which again was the reason why we actually backed this up to just hug that gazebo rather than extend it into the park. And so the impacts are much less to the immediate nearby residents.
Oh, okay.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes.
I don't know, Cindy, what does it take to dial this back or to revoke it if it were approved and we do end up having issues with the park or it's spilling over into the park or the neighbors start reporting a lot of issues? How difficult is it for us to revoke that social district?
Council resolution and approval.
It's that simple?
To revoke,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
We also, every district licensee also needs to be approved to join the social district. So of the 3 that currently are established, that would also flow through council. And if we determine that any one of them are maybe a cause of bigger issues than another, we can revoke their specific license.
Thank you.
For the social district, yes.
That's interesting. Okay. So any more discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Peyton?
No.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
No. Okay, motion passes. Okay, item J.
First reading, an ordinance to amend Chapter 12 Businesses of the Port Huron Code of Ordinances for the purpose of adding Article 15, an article to establish licensing and other operational regulations for virtual currency machines and associated devices.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Pemberton and supported by Councilmember Lamb. Is there any discussion on the ordinance?
Mayor Ashford, is there anyone here that can speak to this and go into a little bit more detail about the reasoning? I don't know, I'm guessing you can, but just in case.
Actually, Chief Kerrigan here
Okay,
will be
perfect.
able to speak to that in detail.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. So we asked for this ordinance as we're seeing a lot of scandals or fraud coming through these devices. So a frequent one right now is a pop-up comes on your computer telling you have a virus, directing you to call a number. Through whatever means, that person on the other end directs you to withdraw some money, go to one of these Bitcoin kiosks, deposit the money, and your money's gone. So this is to kind of put some guardrails to it. The initial, if you were to go and set up an account, the first deposit you can make is only $1,000. Because most of the time after you go make that deposit, you walk out and realize, and I just goofed up. I got scammed. The problem with these kiosks, or that the fraudsters like with these kiosks, is once you put that money, it's irreversible. It's gone. We can't track it. It's hard to track. It's hard to recover. there's just no traceability, there's no really helping people out with it. So it's kind of just establishing those guardrails to deter that fraud. So today, over the last year, Port Huron residents have seen about $600,000 in fraud. Not all of it going through these Bitcoins, but I can cite 3 cases where we've had $60,000 total. So that's all we're trying to prevent through this. The requirements, the main requirements, the $1,000 the first time you open up, $5,000 daily limit deposits into these kiosks, fraud or scam warnings before you complete the transaction, and then also licensing inside the business so that we have contact, so when we do get a report of a fraud, we have all the information we need to act quickly to potentially try to recover the money or help out somebody that's victimized. And the majority of what we're seeing is our elderly population is 70 to 80 some year old people being taken advantage through this. So that's the intent of the licensing. We're basically following Sterling Heights. They just enacted this ordinance, and that's kind of what we're following up with. I think there's 2 bills that are being introduced in state legislation that will probably follow similar to what we're doing, but we're just trying to get ahead of that because we don't know when the state's going to introduce their legislation.
Thank you for being proactive with all of this and looking out for those that are being scammed. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the further detail.
Yeah, thank you.
And your, excuse me, Chief, and then your enforcement side, how is that executed through this ordinance?
It's mainly going to be through licensing through the city clerk's office. So annually, a new license has to be applied for. And then our detective bureau will go out and make sure that the posting is up, that the kiosk is giving the fraud warnings that they're supposed to, and that we have the contact information that is required through this ordinance.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes.
I just want to echo what Mayor Pro Tem Archibald said. I appreciate you, Chief, being proactive on this, not waiting for state legislation, but really, truly taking care of our most vulnerable. So thank you.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Now, item K, we are now at our second portion of our public comment, where we will hear from non-residents who have signed up, and the clerk will call your name. Speakers may address the city council on any agenda item or any matter under the city's jurisdiction. Speakers are allotted 1 4-minute opportunity to make their comments. Do we have any?
We do not.
Okay, so I just read all that so we can just be up on it. It's all right. It's almost like saying I love you. You never get tired of that, so you get it. They say people, when you repeat yourself the first time, some get it, and then you repeat it again, they may get it, and that 4th time, they all get it, all again. So with that, I'm going to go to announcement. Our city offices will be closed on Friday, June the 19th, in observance of Juneteenth. Don't come down here on the 19th because you won't be here. So does roundtable, anyone have anything to add this evening? Okay, and just Sherry wasn't here before, but Sherry and Lorenzo's not here, and Barb, don't forget that you can hand in your Spirit of Port Huron Awards that's coming up in the month of September. And then our kids will be back when they start school and leading the pledge and with their civic, civic road ahead of them, getting a little bit more appreciative of what we do up here and in the world. So with that, is there a motion that we adjourn?
So moved.
So moved.